Welcome to the MWF Motivation Podcast, one of the top-rated motivational podcasts in the world. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I come out with a short, to-the-point, no BS podcast designed to transform you from who you are today into who you want to be. There's no fluff here, just life-changing content. My name is Rob Dial, and the podcast starts now. Welcome to today's episode. If you have not yet done so, please subscribe to us however you listen to us. Also, if you missed the webinar last week and you want to join in this week, I have another webinar where I'm going to be teaching you how to hack your brain, how your brain works, how your paradigm works, and how to get past it so you stop self-sabotaging, you stop holding yourself back so you can get to where you want to go. And that's going to be a daytime webinar this Thursday, so go to mwfmotivation.com/webinar to sign up for free. Once again, mwfmotivation.com/webinar. And then last but not least, if you are interested in my group coaching, if you feel like you want to restart 2017 because it has not been exactly what you wanted, or you're behind on your New Year's resolutions, go to mwfmotivation.com/schedule and you can book time to have a quick chat with us there. So once again, mwfmotivation.com/schedule to book time in my schedule for us to have a chat. So let's dive into the meat and taters, guys. I get asked this question a lot. How do I meditate? And meditating is the easiest thing to do in the world, but it is very hard to start doing it and to stay consistent with it. Here, I'm going to give you the basics, ready? And then I'm going to dive into it. How you meditate is this. You close your eyes and you sit quietly and you don't move a muscle for as long as you possibly can. And you can set a timer for 10 minutes, 5 minutes if you want to first start, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And you let your mind do whatever it needs to. Your mind's going to wander around. For the first few times, your monkey brain is going to kick in. But eventually, you'll start to calm down. You'll start to get super, super clear on what it is that you want, what you need to do in your life. My best planning sessions come from meditating, and I'll tell you more about that, the sensory deprivation tank. But the benefits are amazing. You get super clear-minded, because sometimes it's like your mind is like a web, like I can't even speak because I'm trying to get so much out at once because I love meditating. Your mind sometimes is just like a computer that has 1,000 tabs open. Meditating allows you to clear off all of the crap that doesn't matter, that's sitting in the background that you haven't looked at in a week, and allows you to just focus on what matters. So your productivity goes up. A lot of people are like, well, I don't have the time to meditate. And as Russell Simmons says, if you don't have 30 minutes to meditate, you need 3 hours to meditate because you got a lot of crap you need to clear out of your mind. It helps you with your productivity. People that meditate are way happier, and it heightens your senses. It makes things better. It makes food taste better after you do it for a while. It makes everything seem greater. It's like a free drug. It's pretty great once you do it for a while. But the way I think about meditating is this. Your mind, without meditation, is just a cluttered desk. And there's crap all over this desk that's been there for such a long time. There's so many files that have been there for weeks and months and things that you've been worrying about. And meditating just clears off all of the crap. And you can go, okay, let me focus on this one thing. And it allows you to calm your mind. And this is especially helpful for women because it is a fact that women have a harder time to concentrate on one thing. They're very good at thinking about multiple things because their brain naturally, when they think about one thing, they connect other things to it. This is just how the difference between a male brain and a female brain. Male brains don't make as many connections. Female brains are more connected. So for women, it's especially helpful because meditation allows you to be able to focus on the task at hand. And it doesn't happen right away, but after you do it for a week or 2 weeks, you'll start to notice the benefits. And people are always looking for a way to clean up their outside world, to make their outside world amazing. Some people are neat freaks or OCD, and they try to fix everything in their outside world, but they never look inside. Inside is where it matters. We all know somebody who has mastered their outside world. They're rich, they're successful, people love them. They have a ton of people that are going all over them with the opposite sex. They have great houses, they have great cars. It seems like they have everything, massive bank accounts. and they've mastered the outside world, but their inside world is just in shambles. They're miserable inside. A perfect example of this, someone who I thought was amazing, was Robin Williams. He was able to make his entire outside world amazing. Money, fame, people loved him. He was one of the most loved figures that I could possibly think of. But he didn't make himself happy. He didn't work on his inside world. So what happened? He mastered the outside, but not the inside. But guess which one is more important? The inside. What the best part is when you master your inside world, your outside world gets better, but it can never be the other way around. People try to become more successful. They try to make more money, thinking that that will improve the way they feel about themselves, thinking that it will help them. Improving their outside world will fix the problems that they feel on the inside. It doesn't work that way. It only works from the inside and then the out. That's the only way that it works. You have to work on the inside, and naturally your outside will start to improve. You can't run and hide away from your past and your problems. Sometimes you just have to dive straight into them. I think that's one of the main reasons why people are so afraid of meditating, is because they're afraid to find out what's going on in their head. They're afraid to face their fears. They're afraid to get past all of the clutter and dive deep into what their real problems are. They're afraid to calm their mind. It's never about the fact that people don't have time, because it makes you more productive. So therefore, if you put time into meditating, you will gain more time back in all of the extra things that you do. And I think people are afraid of it because they're just afraid of what they're going to find. It's not because they don't know what to do. It's very easy, guys. You close your eyes and you sit quietly and you don't move. And you set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes. And when it goes off, you just wake up from your meditation, go about your day. That's how you do it. And so people always worry about the crap that doesn't matter because they're afraid to bring to the forefront of their mind the stuff that really they're trying to distract themselves from, the real problems inside. And meditation, when you're face to face with just yourself and nothing else is there, can really kind of be scary for some people. They're afraid to find out what's inside. So here's how to meditate. Don't move. You set a timer. For new people who have never meditated before, I recommend trying guided meditation just to get started, because it gives you something to focus on. And you can do guided meditations. You can look on YouTube. There's a ton of them. You can go to, I was going to say if you like podcasts, but clearly if you're listening to me, you must like podcasts. You can look up Hay House Daily Meditations, Hay. Daily meditations, and start with guided. And there's 5-minute ones, there's 30-minute ones. You can do as long as you want. And what I would say is this: start a 7-day challenge and set a time at some point in time in the day where you're going to meditate. Morning, noon, your lunch break, you can go to your car and do it. That's the best part. Nobody knows when you're doing it. You don't look like a weirdo. You don't have to sit in a crazy pose and fold your feet or anything like that. You can do it anytime that you want. I personally like doing it sitting down in a chair, not like on the ground and feet folded or anything like that. Start a 7-day challenge. Try it for 7 days and see if it'll bring you some calm and some peace. I love it. Your monkey brain will start to dance around and do some stuff, but you'll start to be able to quiet your monkey brain down. You'll start to be able to get some real stuff done and start to really dive in. And personally, what I do, if you noticed, I said I did something called a sensory deprivation tank a few days ago. That is a tank, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to sound crazy, but it is crazy awesome. You get completely naked. That's the first thing. That's how I'm going to start it off. It is a massive tank, and the tank is only filled with a few inches of water. It's like 12 inches of water, and there's 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt in it. And you get in naked, and the water temperature and the air temperature inside of this tank is, and this is, I'm claustrophobic, but this is a huge tank. The water and air temperature is like 93.8 degrees, which I think is the exact skin temperature, not your core temperature, your skin temperature. So what happens is it's sensory deprivation, which means you deprive yourself of senses. You can't feel anything because you don't know where your body ends, your limbs end, and the water begins, because it's the exact same temperature. Then this thing is not airtight. It is waterproof. Of course it's waterproof. This thing is soundproof, so you can't hear anything, and you can't see anything because it's pitch black. So you can't see anything, you can't hear anything, you can't feel anything. You deprive yourself of senses. And what happens is, no matter what's been happening in your life, your entire life, you've had some type of senses being occupied at some sort of time. If you're sitting in your chair quietly, your body is still feeling that chair. That is some sense that is working. So you completely deprive yourself so that there's no distractions. It's you and you. And you can dive super deep into a meditation and really learn some stuff about yourself, about maybe stuff that you've been holding on in your past or things that you're not letting go of or something along those lines. This last one that I had was just a really good planning session. I had the best planning session of my life in this hour-long sensory deprivation tank meditation because of the fact that there was nothing. I went into it going, I'm just going to let it happen. I'll see whatever happens. And I had some pretty big breakthroughs, feelings, the way I was, just everything that was going on in my life. And then I went straight to, well, let's work on my business. And I had the biggest breakthroughs of ways that I can make more money, ways that I can do this better, ways that I can do that better. So if that scares you, it kind of scared me at first, the first time I did it too, because it sounds crazy. But all you have to do is this: realize the benefits of meditating. Realize that it is proven. Studies at Harvard, schools, medical studies. So say it is proven that it helps you. Try it out. Don't be afraid of what you're going to come up with. Try it out for 7 days. I want to challenge you for 7 days. So what I want you to take from this episode, try it for 7 days. Try guided meditation. See if that works for you. If you don't like it, you can do something else. But just sit quietly with your eyes closed for 10 minutes, 7 days a week in the morning, and see if you just feel more clear-minded. And then from there, we can dive deeper into meditation. So if you like this episode, please share it with a friend. Once again, if you are interested in joining the webinar, go to mwfmotivation.com/webinar. And I want to leave you guys the same way I leave you every single episode. Make it your mission to make somebody else's day better. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an absolutely incredible, amazing day.
Well, that's it for today's podcast. If you want the show notes for this episode, they can be found at mwfmotivation.com. Also, if you liked this episode, please spread the love and share it with a friend, because it's our mission to help as many people as we can. And to keep in touch, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Both handles are at MWF Motivation with no spaces. Now, you know what time it is. So go out and make your dreams a reality.